player with highest net worth at the game end, I'm gonna go with the Alchemist. If he loses or wins, I feel like he's gonna be the one. They're running in on the high ground, but there's a Keiko waiting for them.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can get this. And looking already over at ZZQ, who's sitting pretty low, but the Phantom Assassin gets stunned up, and Kaiko ends up dropping. So they've lost the Phantom Assassin. Dome might be next. The Soul Assumption does a lot of damage. And Shiro trying to chase, throws the Unstable Concoction, and they get the kill on Shiro before they're able to take out Dome. They still even want a third. Wow, YP falling. And it's 3 for 1 in the favor of EHOME.
Oh, 2 for 2.
Yeah, he kills himself to the tower afterwards, but it still ends up being a bit of a big fight. Very SEA reminiscent.
As the Carti is there, and you can see everyone is pretty much rotating in for the same reason. They're really punching this tower, 50% HP already.
On to Planet, but they dispose of him, and now you've got YP here with Aura. Illuminate does a lot of damage, and YP needs to run. It's a trade that maybe they're not going to be too happy with, as they've locked up the Death Prophet of Phoenix now, so he's trying to run. The Shadow Poison coming out. The stack's getting bigger and bigger, but the Bushwhack is there, and the kill comes out as they get the kill onto Echo and take out that Kata.
There was no way in hell that they killed the Death Prophet, so I was actually surprised they went for it. The Death Prophet had 17, 18 Magic Wand charges when they even started going on her. By the end, it was 20. Top lane, Shiro, this time should be dead.
Yeah, hopefully, for the sake of ShenZen, they're able to get this kill, because they've tried to go on to Shiro multiple times, and they finally get this Alchemist. It feels like it's been an attempt of 3.
Top lane, like tier 1 top is worse, and mid tier 1, it's also worse. So I think for EHOME, it's much better this way, like than trying to fight and like lose heroes and objectives. Just
Steel Bottom needing to run away. They use the Solar Guardian, but they've got the Starbreaker. They get the kill onto this Visage. They'll look over at the Dawnbreaker. They end up getting a bit of a trade. If they could find a +1, this isn't too bad for EHOME, or maybe even look to get the tier 1 tower.
PA,
they're going to try and rebound in, and Kaiko needs to be careful just jumping away, but the Shadow Demons here, they've slowed up the Phantom Assassin, and they just want to focus. They have the Dawnbreaker ult, the Solar Guardian, and does a good job of keeping the Phantom Assassin alive as they have the Mortimer's Kisses flying in. That's going to land on 3 of these heroes. They get the kill to ZZQ. They're still going to get this Marcy. They finish off Planet. That's 2 to the side of EHOME as they get Kaiko. Echo gets credit for it. Shiro on the run, and the damage is too much for him. Phoenix finishes him off. This is a good fight for ShenZen, with the BKB being popped now by Phoenix to TP away from those familiars. But there's 1 familiar, 2 familiars, stunning them both, pulling back Aura, getting themselves at least the Hoodwink. They want YP. They're going to chase. The Illuminate doesn't land, and Zeal's on it. Osh might help out. He's at least putting the extra damage in, but he's putting it on the familiar, and they get the kill onto YP. They lose Shiro. They lost a couple there. However, the other side, Animus
that have to be punished as hard as they have been punished.
The punishment has been pretty brutal, but I still kind of believe that ShenZen can bring it back with a nice fight, and great Bushwhack to lock up Zeal, even with a Solar Guardian commitment. But Echo comes in with Boots of Travel into just some massive right-click damage, as well as the Mortimer's Kisses. They get the save from ZZQ, but I don't know how long it's going to keep him alive. They'll take out a second. They're fighting on the back. They get the kill to Kaiko. Shiro gets credit for that one. The Starbreaker forward onto ZZQ. They get the kill on to the Shadow Demon.
Let's go to
BKB.
BKB.
Take away this Aegis. Shiro, BKB, but he's got to run. He's got some help from Planet. BKB being popped by Dome, as well as Phoenix. And that just puts the attention onto the Marcy. And this should net them a 4th kill. They also got the Aegis.
Maybe even the Alchemist.
EHOME feeling really bad right now as that Celestial Hammer lands, and Phoenix with no fear going after Shiro onto the high ground, and it's a full team wipe for ShenZen.
You were right, B-Cop. I was left. What, you were
It's
gonna
almost
push
just
back?
like a force to jump, yeah, like Bushwhack, or you have to even just jump in as Phantom Assassin and pop the early BKB. But with that, like, it just makes yourself so vulnerable, right? Like, you are forced to jump and BKB, and there it is. There's the Bushwhack you were talking about, Solar Guardian. Shiro getting low, and Shiro gonna fall. Like, that was so fast. I guess it is just a Bushwhack that works, because that worked out really well, and it looks like it's gonna net them at least a second with ZZQ dead. The rest of the team really forced to run.
Shadow Demon has Aether Lance plus Psychic Headband. This should be an easy call for them to make.
They'll make the move. They'll put a familiar in there. They'll go and go for Roche themselves. They'll unleash even. They really want to try and get this Murmur's Kisses to maybe help them evacuate the Bushwhack follow-up, and they've got the help with the disruption, but they get the kill on a planet. He doesn't have buyback. Shiro trying to stand his ground, go after Kaiko with the MKB. The damage coming up with the Starbreaker, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill on the Alchemist just yet. Seal
Roche
broken, lockdown, Roche low, Age is picked up by Dome. YP's in on this one. The right click, the big fan of knives, and that will be the damage to get the kill there onto Zeal. They end up losing YP. The Starbreaker slams down on a ZZQ, and 3 heroes will be dead on the side of EHOME as ShenZen, another very well played count.
Like monsters for him.
Yeah, and we see this a lot as the games kind of go along, like especially with Dawnbreaker. It feels like just the Starbreaker damage, the ability of what you're able to accomplish with that hero feels so strong. And one shot looking for a 2-shot Sword Guardian coming in the sharpshooter ZZQ taken out from a distance, and now the damage on a Shiro. He's forced to run with his BKB. Aiko, how confident is he going to be without his? Very. The answer is quite clear as he takes out Zeal.
And Dome does not care. That's an overwhelming blink. He uses Solar.
It's kind of disgusting. Level 3, it's a 700 heal.
He's going in.
They might make the jump. They've got the familiars. They have the vision, and look how quickly they're able to rip through YP. As buyback, forced to use it. Lincoln's gets popped. There's the break onto the Phantom Assassin. The right click damage coming in, and now what can the Phantom Assassin do but stand his ground and go after Shiro? Shiro running backwards. Oh, the damage coming in real quick. ZZQ and Shiro getting ripped apart. They took out the Alchemist. That's thanks to YP coming in again, and it's another counterplay from ShenZen. Every single time it feels like they're just responding well.
Bottom lane is being pushed in, but they're still going for more, yeah.
Yeah, they want to get Zeal. They'll get themselves another Envisage.
Yeah, that fan of knives working really well for the PA. He also has Witchbane, by the way, to purge himself. The moment the Demonic Cleanse is on him, he'll go in.
Now hiding in the trees. Keiko, Lincoln's pop. Maybe not the person you want to go for. He's got the Lotus Orb, so who do you jump on? It's going to be Dome. They look for the damage. A right click is going to be too much for him to handle. They get the kill onto this Dawnbreaker. They'll look over Solar Guardian right in. They're going to dispose onto the Death Prophet. They'll look for the Phantom Knives. They'll go after Echo. They get the kill there onto the Kato, who's going to buy back immediately. The damage is not there really from EHOME after the initiation onto the Dawnbreaker. They get the kill on Shiro. He'll drop the Divine Rapier. That should be all they've written for this game, as Phantom Assassin picks up the Divine Rapier, and they'll call GG on the side of EHOME, as ShenZen will take game number 1, and they have looked pretty strong. It did feel like EHOME had kind of missed a little bit of a timing there, but ShenZen certainly took advantage of every opportunity they were given.
They definitely did. PA constantly kept up with the Alchemist when it came to the net worth.